Hello Jobbers, welcome once again to my channel. This is Sir Job and welcome to Sir Job TV. Para sa lahat po ng mga new explorers tsaka newly discovered pa lang po sa akin channel, please don't forget to subscribe and click notification bell for you to be updated with my future videos. So para sa araw na ito, let us continue to discuss the practical research 1 or the qualitative research. So specifically, ang pag-uusapan natin sa umagang ito ay tungkol sa basic appearance of a research paper. Welcome to my video number 189. So good morning once again, Golden Shoppers. So sa umagang ito, very exciting ang ating topic because i-introduce ko sa inyo ano nga ba ang basic appearance ng isang research paper. So this is a continuation by the way sa ating video 188. Kung napanood nyo na po ang mga preliminary pages, you can relate some of our discussion here sa ating video number 189. So basically, ang i-discuss ko sa inyo ngayon is all about the appearance of our research paper. So ano nga ba ang proper appearance ng ating research paper? So let's talk first sa paper, sa papel mismo. Ano ang standard na kailangan gamitin ng isang researcher? So basically, according here, the submitted copy or copies of the research must be on standard 8 1/2, okay, by 11 inches. So this is sa ating normal na naiintindihan pag sinabi natin 8.5 by 11 inches, ito yung short white paper or commonly sinasabi natin ito yung short band paper, but actually the correct one is short white paper. Okay, so size niya po ito, makikita po natin ito sa Word, Microsoft Word. Okay, yung 8 1/2 by 11 inches. And substance 20. Ano ibig sabihin pag sinabi kong substance 20? Ito po yung kapal, okay, ng paper na gagamitin natin. Kasi merong 16, 18, so medyo manipis-nipis sila. So kailangan when you print your paper or research paper, it should be nakaprint siya sa substance 20 na papel. Okay, ganun po ang kakapal dapat ng inyong paper. So nakuha nyo po. So in a short white paper, and then substance 20 po siya. The entire thesis must be done using the same paper. Okay, hindi pwedeng yung chapter 1 mo, substance 16, at chapter 2 mo naman, substance 18, and then yung chapter 3 mo, substance 20. Hindi pwedeng ganon. It should be kung ano ang ginamit mo sa mga preliminary pages mo, yung nabanggit ko sa inyo sa video 188, yun ang gagamitin mo for the entire paper of your research. Kabuuan. Especially when you are going to do the final printing of your research. It should be on substance 20 na talaga na papel. Dapat ganun kakapal. The submitted copy is to be free of materials used to correct mistakes such as correcting fluid. So ito po dapat niyong tandaan. Kasi usually sa atin, especially pag nasa final printing na tayo, na tapos mo lang na-print ang lahat, may na-observe kang mali. Konting mali doon sa iyong research. So tendency, ang ginagawa ng researcher, nilalagyan natin ng correcting fluid. Okay? Maliit lang naman to. Isasubmit ko na lang to. Lalagyan ko na lang ng correcting fluid dito ang konti. Or, you just have put a simple arrow na observe nyo yan. Tapos lalagyan nyo ng words. Like for example, nakulangan siya ng and or the. For example, hindi pwedeng ganon. You should have to reprint that page, okay, na merong kahit konting mali lang. Especially kung for hard copy or hardbound na po talaga ang printing na ito. Okay, so nakalagay talaga dito, it should be properly edited before you do the final printing. Kasi hindi pwedeng lalagyan natin siya ng mga correcting fluid because may mga minor mistakes na naganap doon sa final printing mo. Nakuha niyo po siya. So, kailangan talaga i-reprint mo yung page na yun na kung saan merong minor mistakes. So, yun po ang kabuuan ng ating paper. So, now, dumako naman tayo sa printing process. Ano nga ba dapat or papaano nga ba natin dapat i-print ang ating research paper? So, accordingly, Reports are to be printed using black ink except for the schematic diagram or paradigm of the research process. So usually 90%, 95% higher than that, ang ginagamit talaga natin or talagang dominated yung black ink sa ating research paper. Hindi pwedeng kasi walang available na black for example sa bahay ninyo, so you printed your final output in a color blue or red, much more worst kung ganun ang color ng iyong research paper. So basically, standard talaga yan na you have to use black ink, okay? Pero may mga considerations tayo, okay? If that is a schematic diagram or paradigm, you can use other color kasi pag nag-print po kayo ng final printing for hardbound, it should be higher talaga yung color niya. Okay, kung may mga colored na portion sa research mo, especially if this is quantitative or may mga sa appendices mo may mga pictures, it should be in a color 1. Okay, wag mong i-black and white yung color sa appendices mo. So may mga cases na ganun na you have to show kung ano ang kulay, okay, ng picture na ito. But sa mga text ng research mo, it should be in black ink. Ganun po talaga ang standard nito, okay? The device chosen to produce the final copy, talking about, should provide a clean, non-smudged copy with consistent contrast throughout the document. So nakalagay dito, suggested talaga nila is you have to use laser printer, okay? Para magkaroon ng consistent contrast ang document natin. Yung kung gaano kaganda ang kanyang quality sa page 1, dapat mag-maintain siya until the last page of your research. Kailangan malinis ang papel, malinis ang kanyang pagka-print talaga. So that is why recommended talaga dito na you have to use laser printer. But in reality, ang nangyayari is talagang worse talaga, no? Especially when we are facing problem with the financial and of course at iba pang mga factors na involved, talagang hindi natin ito marirequire. Pero as to the standard talaga ng papel, you should have to follow this kind of process, okay, in printing your documents. However, may mga considerations tayo in the field, especially in the basic education. Sa high school, we cannot require talaga na higher printing, no? Yung iba pa nga, pag magkaroon ng defense, for example, pinaphotocopy lang nila yung other pages for the panelists. Kasi of course, they have no enough money also to reprint everything. Okay? So, ang ginagawa ng mga high school students, nagpiprint sila ng isang original copy and then the rest, pinapotocopy nila to distribute to the panelists kasi of course magastos din naman. But as much as possible, ang suggestion ko lang sa inyo, as much as possible, yung pang hardbound mo na talaga, yung tapos na ang defense, yung well-edited na talaga ang paper, please follow the standard. Kung kaya nating i-follow ang standard, we should have to follow the standard. Kasi at the end of the day, yung copy mo, di ba, ipinakita ko sa inyo sa video 188, yung copy mo, no, sa hardbound mo, that's your memorable thing na makikip mo for your life, na once upon a time, especially pag college kayo and you are graduating, and talagang gumagawa ka ngayon ng research or thesis, for example, yan ang makikip mo for yourself na once upon a time, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, kung tatanda ka na, you should have to remember na ito ang pinaghirapan mo talaga during your college years. So something like that, na you have to invest. Anyway, once in a lifetime experience lang naman ito, especially if that is for thesis presentation. So, in connection with the printing process, eto din ang mga bagay na dapat mong i-observe. Basically, number 1 talaga na kailangan nating i-observe is excessively visible corrections. Okay, as I said to you a while ago, dapat ang paper natin before we are going to do the final printing, kailangan edited na talaga yan. At na-consider na talaga natin yung mga, even yung mga minor mistakes sa ating papel. Second one na kailangan yung i-recognize upon printing is the typeface, okay? The type size should be either 12 or 14 font size, okay? But usually kasi sa ating piniprint talaga ng mga research paper, 12 ang ginagamit natin. May mga consideration sa title, but usually uniform na yan siya. 12 ang font size na ginagamit natin. But here, actually, pwede natin siyang i-14. 12 or 14. But as I said to you, the universal or usually ginagamit is 12 talaga ang font size ng ating mga letters. Okay? The acceptable font style is Times New Roman. Okay? Times New Roman, makikita po ito sa Word, Microsoft Word. Pinaka-famous po ito or standard po ito ha pag gumagamit po tayo ng research paper or gumagawa tayo ng research paper, it should be Times New Roman. Kasi may mga schools na tinatanggap nila yung Courier, yung Calibre, for example, but kailangan talaga naka-Times New Roman ang ating research paper. And it must be and uniform throughout. Okay? So, kailangan kung ano yung ginamit mong font style sa iyong research, dapat uniform na yon. Or kung ano ang sinuggest ng institution. Kasi ang institution naman, pwede silang magtakda. Like for example, if they want you to use Courier, then you have to follow. Okay? But if the institution adapted the standard, which is the Times New Roman, then you go for the Times New Roman. So, ganun lang yung kasimple, okay? But na-mention ko sa inyo sa video 188, baka mag-doubt kayo kasi sa ating acknowledgement at saka sa dedication, nakalimutan ko palang i-include sa inyo, na kaakibat ng tinatawag nating acknowledgement, meron din tayong dedication, okay? Saan mo dinidedicate ang research paper na ito. So basically, part yan siya, magkasunod yan yung ating acknowledgement at saka dedication. So, sa portion na yan actually, as I said to you, you can innovate the font style, okay? Pero pag nag-start ka na doon sa chapter 1 and the introduction, going further, you should have to use one font style there. And the acceptable, as I said, is Times New Roman. So, ganun po. And we also have to consider the bold type. Ito din ang ma-observe natin when we are about to print our research paper. Ano ibig sabihin nito? It should be used for charts, graphs, drawings, tables, and others. So, yun ang purpose niya. So, makikita natin ito sa ating mga paper. So, etong bold type na sinasabi ko sa inyo, gagamitin natin ito for emphasis purposes. Okay? Same with the purpose of the italics. Okay? In the italicization of some of the words. Kasi ang italics po, this may be used for appropriate purposes. Example, for foreign words and phrases, for book and journal titles and others. Okay? So, etong bold type at saka italics, gagamitin natin ito for emphasis purposes. So, yun ang kanyang goal na gagamitin natin ito sa mga portion na yan. Okay? In order for us to emphasize something sa ating research paper. So, normal yan na ma-observe ninyo upon printing. Kasi baka naman, for the entire paper, gawin mo na lang plain lahat. Okay? So, this is how also you have to consider in printing your paper. So, makikita nyo naman sa mga sample ng research ng institution ninyo, as I said, because you can actually visit naman sa inyong mga library and may mga research talaga dyan na nag-i-exist kasi kailangan po talaga nating mag-submit ng research paper to our library kung saan man tayo nag-aaral. So, that's it. So, aside from printing, let's go on discuss also the concept of pagination. Paano nga ba natin ilagay ang mga pages natin? Saan nga ba natin sila dapat i-locate sa ating paper? So, all pages must be numbered consecutively as follows. So, accordingly, all preliminary pages except the title page must be numbered. Okay? So, yung pinakaunang page ng preliminary pages mo, wala siyang number. So, magsisimula ang numbering na makikita is sa second part na, which is approval sheet usually ang next of the title page. Ganun siya. Okay? Begin the numbering with a small Roman numeral. Okay, so small letter I tayo, considering, nakikita nyo ngayon sa inyong screen. Okay, small letter I dalawa, yun ang unang makikita right after the title page. Okay? The title page counting as 1. Okay, understood na po siya na 1 si title page, but remaining unnumbered. Yun ang makikita ninyo sa page, pero understood na siya or considered na siya yung number 1 sa Roman numerals na numbering. Okay, so ganun siya ang pagination. Use the Arabic number 1 to start the introduction of the chapter. So meaning to say, yung na-mention kong preliminaries, okay, or preliminary pages, yun ay naka-number in a Roman numerals, okay? Pero pag nag-start ka na sa chapter 1 mo, or introduction, okay, you should have to use Arabic numbers. So magsisimula ka sa number 1 using the Arabic number to start the introduction of chapter 1 of the body or the main text of the thesis, okay? And continue with every page that follows, whether it be text, figure, table, appendix, etc., numbering pages consecutively to the end. Okay, so meaning to say, usually nagsa-start tayo ng number 1 sa introduction in the chapter 1. So kung 1 ngayon sa introduction, hanggang sa matapos ang pages mo, you should have to number them consecutively. Huwag mong i-break. Kasi baka naman you have to consider chapter 1, 1 to 10. Chapter 2, another 1 to 10 na naman. Hindi. You should have to number your pages consecutively. Sunod-sunod. Okay? Naintindihan nyo? So, yun po ang ibig sabihin yan. Magsisimula ang Arabic number 1 sa introduction, patungo na yan sa last page ng iyong research. Okay. So, ngayon naman, ang concern natin is saan nga ba dapat malocate ang numbering ng preliminary pages at saka yung nag-start na tayo ng chapter 1 in the introduction. Okay? So, the number of each text page is placed in the same position on all pages at the upper right line with the right hand margin and at least 1/2 inch down from the top of the paper so as to allow 2 trims at the bindery. So basically, pag nag-start na kayo ng chapter 1, ang ideal na number, kasi sabi niya at the right margin ha, kung saan ka nakatutok ngayon. This is my right hand, itinuturo ko sa inyo ngayon, etong gumagalaw, this is my right hand. So dapat ang numbering ninyo is dito siya magre-reflect. Kasi of course, when you face this paper, pag ganyan, for example, okay, nakikita nyo ngayon, so dito yung ano mo, page number mo. Okay, so nakuha ninyo. So ibig sabihin sa right side po no ng inyong margin magre-reflect ang inyong page number. Pinakataas na portion, dito na portion dapat makikita sa inyong papel or sa inyong research paper yung page number ninyo. Okay? So that is for the Arabic numbering. Iba kasi yung presentation naman sa Roman numerals as how we are going to use them, okay? In the numbering or page number. So, lowercase Roman numerals, makikita nyo sa inyong screen ngayon, example, yung mga maliliit na letter I hanggang 1, 2, 3, 1V, o IV, V, VI, and etc. are used for preliminary pages. So, sa ating preliminary pages, hindi tayo pwede maglagay ng Arabic number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, Roman numerals ang gagamitin natin. Okay? The numerals appear centered at the bottom of the page, approximately 1/2 inch above the bottom. So, kung ang Arabic number natin kanina, sinabi ko sa inyo, dito siya magre-reflect sa itaas, okay? Yung ang inyo namang Roman numerals is dito siya sa baba. Dito na portion, yung itinuturo ko ngayon sa inyo, okay? Diyan na portion magre-reflect center, okay, naka-center position po siya. Okay, yan po ang area na kung saan malulocate ang mga Roman numerals, talking about the preliminary pages of your research. But again, kung nag-start ka na sa introduction, dito muna siya makikita, okay? Sa upper right portion of your paper. So, Arabic numerals, example 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and etc. are used for the body of the thesis. Okay? So, meaning to say, from the introduction, moving forward, Arabic numbers ang gagamitin or Arabic numerals. The numerals appear in the upper right of the page. Okay, yun ang dinemonstrate ko sa inyo kanina. And approximately 1/2 inch down from the top and 1/2 inch in from the right margin. So yun ang ipinakita ko sa inyo kanina na it should be yung Arabic numbers natin or Arabic numerals natin na nagsa-start sa introduction should be reflected here sa side ng inyong paper. Okay? Pag Roman numerals sa preliminary pages, nasa center po siya nakalocate at the bottom portion of your research paper. Okay? So, appendices and the reference list should be numbered consecutively with the rest of the report. Itong mga appendices at saka reference list, nasa pinakadulo ito ng iyong research paper. But again, nag-start ka sa introduction ng Arabic numerals number 1, you should have to continue that numbering or page number until the portion of your appendices and your reference list. So yun po ang ibig sabihin yan. Okay, until the last page of your research paper, talagang nakanumber siya ng Arabic numerals. Okay, so yun po. Consecutively po yan, walang putol, hindi mo ikakat ang numbering. Kasi ang very important niyan, paglagay natin doon sa ating table of contents, malulocate din ang ating mga readers immediately. Okay, kung ano yung pino-point out mo because your number is consecutively from 1 down to the last page of your research paper. So basically, ang diniscuss ko sa inyo ngayon ay ang 3 P's in the appearance of a research paper. Ito po yung paper ninyo and how you are going to print your research paper and of course, how to put paging, okay, in your research paper. So that would be all for this morning. I hope you learned something from this video and I hope that you will share this video to your friends and to anybody else that you think tangailangan ng video na ito. Asahan niyo po that Sir Job TV will continue to discuss more meaningful discussions, especially in the world of social sciences. Thank you once again for watching. Bye-bye!